Diffraction of light. What is diffraction of light? When light from a narrow linear slit is incident on the sharp edge of an obstacle, it will be found that there is illumination to some extent within the geometrical shadow of the obstacle. This shows that light can bend. Around the edges of the sharp obstacle. All the phenomena like this, which are produced when the incident wavefront is somehow limited, are called the diffraction of light. This effect is found to be significant when the dimension of the diffracting element is comparable with the wavelength of light used. Now, we should point out that there is not much a difference between the phenomena of interference and diffraction. Indeed, interference corresponds to the situation when we consider the superposition of waves coming out from a number of point sources, and diffraction corresponds to the situation when we consider waves coming out from an area source like a circular or rectangular aperture, or even a large number of rectangular aperture like the diffraction grating. Now, there are two types of diffraction. One is Fresnel diffraction and the another is Fraunhofer diffraction. We here study about the Fraunhofer diffraction. Now, what is Fresnel diffraction and Fraunhofer diffraction? In Fresnel class of diffraction, the source of light and the screen are in general at a finite distance from the diffracting aperture. But in the Fraunhofer class of diffraction, the source and the screen are at finite distances from the aperture. This is easily achieved by placing the source and the focal plane on the focal plane of a convex lens, and placing the screen on the focal plane of the another convex lens. This is a convex lens. Now we shall study about the Fraunhofer diffraction in single slit. Let the complex light disturbance at any instant due to the secondary waves from the origin O of the midpoint of the slit which is the origin O, the midpoint of the slit be represented by a to the power I omega t, where a is the amplitude, omega is the circular frequency. Now, the phase difference between the wave at Q coming from O and the point P at a distance x from O will be 2 pi by lambda into Pn. Here Pn is the path difference and this will become the phase difference. Now Pn equal to x sin theta if we consider the above triangle. So if 2 pi by lambda sin theta be L, then the phase difference becomes Lx. This is the equation number 1. Now the disturbance at Q due to the elemental portion dx will be dy equal to Ca e to the power of I omega t minus kx into dx, where we assume the amplitude to be proportional to the distance. Here the width is dx, so where c is proportionality constant and e is the width of the slit. So therefore the resultant complex disturbance at Q due to the waves coming from the diffracting element will be simple integration limit minus a by 2 to plus a by 2 Ca to the power I omega t minus Lx into dx. This integration will be equal to some Ca e to the power I omega t into small a into sin La by 2 by La by 2. The resultant intensity I will be simply equal to the product of the complex conjugate and the term y. So I will be y into y star, that is I naught sine square alpha, where I naught is CA whole square and alpha is L by 2. Here AL equal to 2 pi by lambda into sine theta, so alpha will become pi by lambda into A sine theta, where alpha depends on the angle of diffraction. Thus equation 2 is the intensity of the disturbance, that is it gives for different value of theta. Now we are interested to find the maxima and minima. So for maxima minimum, according to the mathematics, dI alpha will be 0. So if we differentiate this with respect to alpha, we get 2 sin alpha cos alpha by alpha square minus 2 by alpha cube into sin square alpha. This becomes the equation to get maxima minima. Here I equal to I naught sin squared alpha by alpha square. From this di d alpha will be this. Now 2 sin alpha, there is two possible condition. Either sin alpha is equal 0 or alpha cos alpha minus sin alpha is equal 0. Alpha cos alpha minus sin alpha equal to 0 means alpha cos alpha equal to sin alpha or alpha equal to tan alpha. This. Now it is observed that d2i d alpha 2 is positive for sin alpha equal to 0 and that is negative for tan alpha is equal alpha. So there is minimum at sin alpha is equal 0 and maximum at alpha is equal tan alpha. Here it is clearly shown, the highlighted part. Okay, now if sin alpha is equal 0, then alpha will be m pi, where m is plus minus 1 plus minus 2 etc. and A sin theta by lambda is simply equal to the m pi. Sin alpha equal to pi A sin theta by lambda, since alpha equal to m pi. Alpha, here alpha is equal pi A sin theta by lambda from this. Okay, now here m equal to 0 is excluded. Here m equal to 0 is excluded because if alpha is equal 0, limit alpha tends to 0, sin alpha by alpha will be 1. This is the condition for a maximum. Now for the condition to obtain maximum, tan alpha is equal alpha. So we can solve this using this transcendental equation with the help of graphical method. Here tan alpha, y equal to tan alpha and y equal to alpha, both are plotted and we get the simple intersection point from the graph. Now from the intersection we here obtain the value of alpha as alpha is equal plus minus 3 pi by 2 plus minus 5 pi by 2 etc. Here alpha is equal 0 is excluded because it gives the principal maximum and the other gives the secondary maxima. Here alpha equal to 0 means the principal maximum. The intensity of principal maximum will be I equal to limit alpha tends to 0 I naught sin square alpha by alpha square. Now limit sin square alpha by alpha square, limit alpha tends to 0, limit alpha tends to 0, sin alpha by alpha is equal 1. So sin square alpha by alpha square means also 1. So here this is the principal maximum. Now the intensity of first secondary maximum is I1 equal to I naught for alpha equal to plus minus 3 pi by 2, alpha equal to 3 pi by 2. If we take the alpha equal to 3 pi by 2, then we get the intensity of first secondary maxima, which is I naught sin square alpha here alpha equal to 3 pi by 2, so sine square 3 pi by 2 by 3 pi by 2 square equal to 4 by 9 pi square into I naught. The intensity of secondary maximum will be I naught into sine square 5 pi by 2 by 5 pi by 2 square equal to 4 by 25 pi square I naught. Dimensions diminishes, so the intensity diminishes gradually with the increase of order number. Now if we plot these, we get this type of graph where the principal maximum is also called central maximum is represented here, and the other intensity and the other maximum intensity, that is first secondary maximum, second secondary maximum, third secondary maximum, diminishes gradually with the increase of order number. Here this is also possible for negative 2 pi, negative 3 pi, etc. So this is the graph, required graph.